Seeing a spider has a specific spiritual meaning, and uniquely among symbols, it carries both a light interpretation and a dark one, depending on what's active in your life right now. Most animal symbols have one clear message: the spider is different. It's one of the only symbols where the same appearance can mean you are the architect or you are the prey. And figuring out which one is active for you right now is the entire point of this video. A spider showed up maybe in a dream vivid enough to stay with you. Maybe it landed on you, and something about the moment felt deliberate. Maybe it keeps appearing in corners, in images, in that one scene of a show you weren't even watching for symbolism. You're watching this for a reason, and by the end of this video, you'll know which layer belongs to you, light or dark, and exactly what the spider might be pointing at. Quick note before we start: if your instinct right now is to close the tab because spiders make your skin crawl, stay with me. Because the reason the spider unsettles people is actually the same reason it's one of the most powerful symbols on earth. It operates in the dark. It moves without warning. It builds something invisible until it's suddenly very visible. Sounds familiar? We'll get to that. Before the symbolism, the physics, because with spiders, the physical facts are inseparable from the spiritual meaning. Spider silk is often stronger than steel when compared by weight, while remaining remarkably flexible. A spider web looks fragile, but is architecturally precise, geometrically consistent, built in a specific sequence, anchored at deliberate points. And here's the part most people don't know: the spider doesn't chase its prey, it constructs the conditions, then waits. Everything that gets caught comes to it. The spider is essentially running a passive income strategy. Build the creative structure, let things arrive unbothered, patient, completely unbothered. And then there's this: many spiders dismantle their own web and eat it, breaking down their own creation to reclaim the raw material to rebuild. They don't get sad over the old web, they absorb it and start again. That's not metaphor, that's what they actually do. Every tradition that uses the spider as a symbol is pointing exactly at this: deliberate creativity, patient strategy, and the willingness to dismantle what is no longer working. Stay with me because the tradition section is where the spider gets genuinely complicated, and it involves a 5,000-year argument that Marvel eventually had to weigh in on. In Native American cosmology, Spider Grandmother is a creator deity. She represents the creative force that weaves reality itself. The grandmother archetype of wisdom, creation, and interconnectedness, reminding us that every choice becomes part of a larger web. In West Africa and Caribbean traditions, Anansi, the spider trickster of the Ashanti people, is the keeper of all stories and wisdom, cunning, creative, and operating outside the rules of the obvious. He didn't inherit wisdom, he outsmarted the sky god to get it. In Egyptian tradition, one of the oldest deity in the entire Egyptian pantheon, older than the pyramids, invented the loom, put the sky on it, and wove the world into existence. Every thread, a life, every crossing point, a destiny, the web as a literal fabric of reality. But there's another layer. In medieval Christian symbolism, the spider was a demonic force, something that weaves entrapment, that lures, that feeds on what it catches. Medieval monks use it as a direct allegory for the devil setting traps of temptation. Basically, every civilization looked at the same spider and could not agree on whether it was God or a villain. Marvel looked at this 5,000-year-old theological debate and said, what if we just made him a teenage boy from Queens? But here's the thing Spider-Man actually gets right. The same web that catches the villain also catches the hero. The web does not discriminate, it holds everything. The spider holds both the creator and the trap, and that's not a contradiction. 4 meanings, too light, too dark. One of them is speaking to you louder than the others right now. And by the end of this, you'll find out which one it is. Meaning 1. Light. You are the architect. You are building something consciously or unconsciously. The creative web you're weaving right now is your life, your choices, your relationships, your creative work. The spider's appearance is a signal to look at what you're constructing. Is it deliberate? Is the geometry right? Are you building from intention or from habit? Are you building from abundance and creativity or from fear and scarcity? Because the spider has strong creative powers, and whether you believe it or not, that creative power is in you too. Meaning 2. Light. Strategic patience. Stop forcing. The spider doesn't chase, it builds the conditions and wait. If the spider is showing up now, you might be in a pushing phase where you're actually being asked to set the conditions and allow divine timing to help you. The thing you want isn't being withheld. It hasn't arrived yet because the web might not be ready. Trust the structure you've built. Wait in it. Just make sure you're parked at the right spot. Meaning 3, dog, you are caught in a web, and it may be one you spun or someone else did. This is the uncomfortable one. If something in your life feels sticky, hard to leave, hard to see clearly, pulling you in even when you try to step back, the spider is pointing directly at it. And the harder truth, webs are usually built from the inside, but now you can see it clearly so that you can dismantle it. Meaning 4, dog, something is feeding on your energy. If the spider appeared in a dream and took something, especially one that felt precious, this is an extraction signal. Someone or something in your life is drawing on your vitality without returning it. It may look like a relationship, a role that you've accepted, an obligation that keeps regenerating itself, or something even more energetic than that. The spider in this context isn't creation, it's predation. Pay attention to this. Drop in the comments, did the spider feel like a warning or a visit? Because your gut answer to that one question is already telling you whether you're in the light meaning or the dark one. If the spider appeared in a dream, what was it doing? Spinning means creation is active. You're building something significant right now, whether you know it or not. Landing on you means you're being invited in, a message is closed and something wants your attention. Landing on you and taking something is the extraction signal. Look at your energy drains immediately, don't wait on that one. Being caught in the web means you are the prey, not the architect. Something has you and you haven't named it yet. If it appeared in waking life, note the quality of the moment. Did it feel like a visit or a warning? Your gut already knows which. Before we close, this is the part that is specific to you. Signs are a form of divination and divination works through intention. So before I show you the symbols, take one breath and ask internally, what is a spider trying to tell me right now? Now look at the 4 symbols and pick one. Just notice which one pulls your attention first. Have you chosen one? If you've chosen the web, you are the architect. Look at what you're building right now. Is it deliberate or default? Are you happy in it or do you feel trapped? Is there anything you want to change? Write down one thing you're constructing and make it conscious. Intentional building starts the moment you name it. If you pick the hourglass, it's strategic patience. You're not stuck, you're in the waiting phase. The structure is already built. Stop one pushing behavior this week and see what arrives instead. The web already exists. Stop trying to chase what is about to catch. If you pick the scissors, something you're caught in needs to be dismantled. You have permission to dissolve what you've built. The spider eats its own web and starts again. Name the one thing that needs dismantling. Just naming it is enough to start. You don't have to tear everything down today. The blood dropped. Something is feeding on your energy and it's trying to show you. Or something suspicious and strange is happening. Something that doesn't quite add up. Something that feels off in a way that you cannot fully explain yet. Name what's leaking. Maybe it's an emotion. Maybe you feel drained. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's something more ominous. You need purification. Cleanse your space and your energy. Sea salt bath, Palo Santo, whatever your practice is. And if something still feels genuinely off after that, trust that instinct enough to seek support. Find your local healer if you need to. Don't wait. Whichever one landed, that's your layer. And now you have everything you need to answer the bigger question. You came here because a spider kept showing up. Now that you know what it means, sit with this. Does this feel like something you're hearing for the first time? Then this is a new message. Something in your life just reached the point where it couldn't stay invisible anymore. Or does this feel familiar, like something you've already sensed but kept finding ways to look past? Then this is a repeated message. The spider has been building in a corner for a while. It was waiting for you to actually look at what it made. Either way, it didn't show up to scare you. It shows up because something in your life is being built or dissolved or fed upon, and you need to see which one. The web is the most honest metaphor for how life actually works. Nothing exists in isolation and every thread connects. Drop your emoji in the comments and tell me if this is new or has the spider been trying to get your attention for a while. By the way, you're not crazy, you're just finally paying attention.